Hey guys, Yokurama here.
And I'm ForneverWorld. And today we have a special video. We are celebrating the 20th anniversary of Yu Yu Hakusho.
Hell yeah.
Basically, with this video, we're going to be talking about some of our favorite moments from the series, give you a little background on how the series started off, what years, a little information, and just talk about the series, more or less our favorite moments and stuff like that.
But yeah, we're gonna get some information out of the way really quick and then get on to the good stuff. So yeah, the series Yu Yu Hakusho first appeared in December 1990 issue of Shonen Jump magazine. There's no actual, date, which date in December it started off, but it started off in December 1990. And it wasn't until April 10th, 1991 that the volume 1 of the manga was later released. The series consists of 175 chapters collected in 19 volumes, with the final volume being released in December 2nd, 1994. So that is pretty much all the information about the manga.
With the actual anime, it was later released on actually October 10th, 1992, and ran until December 17th, 1994, for a total of 112 episodes with absolutely no filler stories. And it also spawned two movies, the series, entitled Yu Yu Hakusho Golden Seal, with the dub name for the movie being called Yu Yu Hakusho the Movie, as well as Yu Yu Hakusho Chapter of Underworld's Carnage Bonds of Fire, known in the US as Yu Yu Hakusho Poltergeist Report. That's the anime stuff.
So yeah, now we got all the info out of the way. We just want to rant about how much we love this series and how much the series actually not just like brought enjoyment to us, but actually changed our lives, in our view of all this entertainment that's been released. Because all the shit that's been released so far, I still don't see nothing that passes Yu Yu Hakusho. There's stuff that is pretty close, like Dragon Ball Z. That stuff is like, it's like almost neck to neck to Yu Yu Hakusho, but it just, for me, it just doesn't pass it. What about you?
Yu Yu Hakusho, like, it's always neck and neck with me with DBZ, but Yu Yu Hakusho, I just have really the strong nostalgia with it, and I just feel like the story is almost like a grown-up version of DBZ. Like, although the characters in Yu Yu Hakusho are like teenagers or whatever, it's just a more mature approach to the shonen, and really executed so well to the point where it's like, wow, like, this can't be topped. Like, could this ever be topped? But, Yoko, tell them how you got into the series.
Well, I don't remember exactly which year, but it was probably when I was around like, I don't know, it was about maybe 7 years ago. So I was about like 11, maybe 12 years old. And I turned on my TV and I turned on Cartoon Network, and holy crap, this awesome song appeared, and we all know which song. It's the Yu Yu Hakusho opening. That's like so nostalgic.
Smile.
Hell yeah, that's like, that shit is like the most nostalgic thing. If I hear that, I could hear that song like 10 miles away, and I'll probably like be like, oh shit, man, it's Yu Yu Hakusho opening. So
Yeah.
so the thing is, like, I heard that song and I was 11 years old, and I still didn't even see what the hell this is. All I see is this opening, and I just like smiled. Like, I remember, like, I wish I had a camera so somebody could take a picture of me, because like I like smiled, and it already felt nostalgic to me, even though I just like first turned it on. And from then on, I just like been loving the series, watching the anime every day. Since then, watching every day, and I've seen the series pretty much a dozen times over, and I don't see myself ever stopping watching this series. What about you, dude?
Definitely. Me, it was about, I believe, maybe '03, '04. I'm not exactly sure of the year. I actually had moved. This story actually might be interesting to some people. I actually had moved from New York to Ohio, and I was bored, so I went to the movie store. I rented a bunch of Dragon Ball Z DVDs, and I'm watching all of them. I'm down to the last one. I pop it in, and I play it, and I'm like, what is this? And the theme song from Yu Yu Hakusho starts playing. I'm like, what is this? I was so mad. I was like, oh my god, this isn't DBZ. Now I'm gonna be bored. I had another movie planned. I'm like, oh man, this is horrible. And I'm like, well, let me just watch it. I got it. Might as well watch it. And like, it was just like, I guess you could compare it to Love at First Sight, because ever
Yeah.
since then I just loved the series so much. It was like I couldn't believe when I saw that very first episode with Yusuke dying within the first second of the episode and Kuwabara crying. To me, that was so powerful, and I've never seen anything, any raw emotion like that. Like, that's, in my opinion, one of the best dubs ever created for any
Yeah,
anime.
definitely, definitely. So, actually, I just thought of this. Do you want to discuss, like, the first episode? Because, like, I've seen the first episode probably, like, 300 or 400 times. Because, if you think about it, like, I don't think... there is times in shonen where it kind of makes you sad and kind of slowly kind of makes you want to, like, tear up. But, like, Yu Yu Hakusho... even when you're like when I was 11 years old and to this day, every time I see the first episode, I just can't help myself to like tear up because how sad. Because he thinks that nobody cares for him, you know. Because he's like, oh, whatever, I'm dead. I'll just be, you know, a spirit. But then he sees that all these people that he never thought that actually cared for him. His mother crying, Kuwabara flipping out, you know, Keiko, you know, also like crying like crazy and like.
Dude, I'm getting goosebumps just hearing.
I know, it's just I know, like I'm probably gonna go watch it after this, you know. It's just like it was so awesome, like just seeing that and like just like I always like tear up. I just can't help myself because that is one of the most deepest like episodes I've ever seen, and I don't know, I don't think I ever heard anybody, you know, say otherwise because that episode is crazy. What is your thoughts on that episode?
Oh man, the first episode, it was, I guess, the raw emotion that just captured me, and I think the music played a large part of that. The one theme that goes dun 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 dun,
yes,
dun, like that theme is just like it captures your soul. It feels like you can't help when you see these characters crying and you see that this guy, he feels like nobody gives a crap about me in life. I don't care. Let me just go to hell or heaven or wherever I'm going. And to see how he reacts, like, whoa, they actually really do care about me. And then this music is like so much powerful elements put into the series that is like that first episode really grabs you and it's like, wow, I gotta see what happens next. How, is he gonna get back to like what's going on? How it's like so many different directions the series could have gone, and it was just so powerful that first episode. Like it's hard to deny that that first episode is one of the greatest pieces of anime ever made.
And the thing is, that's just the first episode. So,
yeah.
like, the thing that I kind of get mad about is a lot of people really hate, I think, on the first, like, 7 to 11 episodes because they're like, oh my god, it's so slow. Oh, he's flying around as a spirit. But come on, you see, like, you already see the series just started and you already can see the character development in Yusuke. It's just like, he's like this big delinquent they show, because in the first episode they show a flashback. He's this like big delinquent, and out of nowhere, by the end of that arc, when he gets his life back, he becomes a decent, nice person, you know, and slowly after that, you know, continues.
With Koenma, he actually shows Yusuke's character development with the egg, the spirit egg, that if like, he actually throws it in the fire to save Keiko in that very first episode, and it shows like he just went from this delinquent, and like losing his life actually made him think, wow, like maybe I should actually think more about these people, that they actually do care about me, and he actually risked his one opportunity to come back to life. What he thought anyway was his one opportunity to come back to life.
Yeah, he was already ready to go, you know, to heaven, hell, or wherever the hell he was going, and Koenma, you know, appeared, and he's like, you know, you get your life back. So that was awesome. But yeah, that first arc, I really get disappointed when people that even call themselves Yu Yu Hakusho fans really hate on that arc, because I don't see them as real Yu Yu Hakusho fans if they do not understand that arc and that character growth in that arc.
And it shows character development not only in the main character, it actually shows Kuwabara's development, like, and shows who he is, like a real man. Like, you know, he takes beatings so that his friend doesn't lose his job. He goes and studies twice, 3 times as hard. He goes from like getting an 8 on a test, I think, or something like that. And
to get 50.
Yeah, like, you know, he really tried hard. Like, that shows character development.
And not just that, the character development between Yusuke and Kuwabara also grows. Because in the first, you know, the flashback that they showed, they were just beat up buddies. You know, Yusuke
used to just fought each other every day.
But like by the end of that arc, they became good friends without even seeing each other, pretty much. Because Kuwabara did not even see him; he just felt him, you know. And the
Yeah, yeah.
growth between Keiko and Yusuke happened like also like crazy, and it's just like people really misjudge this arc.
Yeah, definitely. With the first arc and with Keiko and all that stuff, I think that the pacing is actually one of the perfect pacings because you don't want a series to start off so bang them up and then like go downhill. You got to start off at a correct pacing. You want it to start off nice and smooth and like gradually get faster
Yeah.
and more kick ass and stuff like that. But definitely, I think it's overjudged and misjudged. To me, I think that's some of the best episodes
Definitely.
ever. So.
Because there's a lot of feeling and a lot of emotions in those episodes that really get you attached to these characters and draws you in totally into the story for the
Definitely.
upcoming episodes, which are just like amazing. But yeah, you wanna go on and talk about your favorite arc?
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. Well, I know it might be cliche or whatever, and I know probably almost every Yu Yu Hakusho fan will say this, but my favorite arc is the Dark Tournament. I really just enjoy that. It's so much character development that goes on. So much goes on with these characters. Like Yusuke grows from like this rookie nobody to like surpassing his master. His master passes on, even though she comes back, but she comes back due to certain circumstances. But like so much happens between these characters. Like they change and grow so much. Kuwabara like almost dies throughout this thing. Like they fight these people that like you were scared to death of these characters. Like Elder Toguro and Younger Toguro. And when I first saw them, I was like, oh, there's no way in hell they ever gonna beat these guys. If they tried their hardest, and in the previous arc with the rich guy,
I
can't
forget
recall
his
his name,
name.
but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But if they tried their hardest with that and they couldn't in that arc, I was like, oh, there's no way they're gonna be able to beat this guy. So to see Yusuke triumph over Younger Toguro, and then to see Younger Toguro as a character, like how deep and everything, like it's not just a cut and dry, oh, you're bad, you're good. Like there's at the end of the day, I think that arc is probably, in my opinion, again, I know I might sound biased, I'm a Yu Yu Hakusho fan, but I think that's one of the best arcs ever, period, in any anime. Is that powerful?
I
What
got
about you?
I gotta totally agree, dude. I guess it is kind of cliche because my favorite arc is also the Dark Tournament arc, and yeah, it's just the thing is I really like the Toguro character, the younger Toguro. The elder Toguro creeps the shit out of me. I remember like as a kid,
Same
I
here,
was
man.
I was freaking like I thought he was like the boogie monster under my bed. He was freaking
Same
scary.
here.
And seeing him that he didn't die and seeing him in later arcs was just freaking even crazier. And the way he dies,
Yeah.
well, he doesn't really die. The way he gets trapped in that tree was like freaking awesome. I was like, yes, you deserve that, you piece of shit. But yeah, the Dark Tournament, it's full of so much character growth for all of the main characters, the four main characters, which we'll talk about later. But but it's just the character growth and the way they become friends. The friendship grows, their strength grows. Hiei becomes like 100 times stronger. Yusuke, gets the spirit energy wave bomb thing. From
Yeah.
from his master, and
Yeah.
the ending of the arc was just awesome when we get to see Toguro, and that Toguro was actually regretting, becoming a demon, and he didn't want that to happen to Yusuke, So in the end, he really had good intentions for Yusuke, but it's not really doesn't make him really a good person, but he just had good intentions for Yusuke, so Yusuke wouldn't end up like him and doesn't do the same mistakes that he did, which was just a perfect ending for the arc. And I also gotta agree that this is one of the best arcs I've ever seen, and I could seriously watch and watch and watch that arc all over again and feel sad every time I finish that arc. But another arc I really want to mention, it's a really underrated arc. It is the Four Saint Beast arc.
For Saint Beast.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is the arc where the four main characters meet for the first time all together,
Yeah.
And we see the changes because the arc before that, right after Yusuke gets his life back, Hiei is like a really bad guy, but Kurama's already decent, good character, but he is this bad guy, and then he ends up being in a team with Yusuke, and
Yeah.
Kuwabara, another human, and he despises
Yeah.
humans. and they're going through all this, like, you know, the Hiei is going through all these changes, and he's becoming friends. He's getting in friendship with Kuwabara and Yusuke, and has all this respect for them, even though he doesn't like really show it, but you can see it, you know.
Yeah.
It's just these arcs are so powerful. I just go crazy even thinking about them, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I think the solid part of that arc is really, like, you know, although it might be all that it's supposed to be, but it's definitely the final fight in that arc with Suzaku and Yusuke. Like,
Yes.
Yusuke really struggles. This wasn't like, you know, Yusuke almost dies, like, really badly. Like, this isn't one of those run-of-the-mill fights of, like, you know, you see this anytime. Like, Yusuke struggled. Like, he took off his shoes and, like, did like the craziest things to win this match. Like, this wasn't just a, like, ordinary thing. And it was actually kind of what's the word to call it? It was just crazy anyway how Suzaku in the end says, oh, at the end of the day, you are just a human. Not even knowing not even knowing that he's foreshadowing that, you know, that Yusuke is more than just a human. He's saying, you know,
Oh yeah, because he becomes a demon and gets his Mazuku powers.
Well, he was a demon all along.
Oh yeah, he awakens his Mazuku powers later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I actually, when you pointed that out for me for the first time, I actually rewatched that episode, and I'm like, damn, this foreshadowing is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and at the end of the fight, you know, we see that Kuwabara, how loyal friend Kuwabara is to Yusuke. He gives him, you know, his spirit, not just his spirit energy, his life energy to bring Yusuke, so Yusuke wouldn't die, you know. So
yeah, because Yusuke would have died if it wasn't for Kuwabara.
Yeah, so it's just you see how close these friends are, you know, how much, like, that's, and the Four Saint Beast is actually one of the earlier arcs. It's like in the first 20 episodes. So you see, like, how much character growth there is in the first, like, 20 episodes already. So it's just like, Yu Yu Hakusho has character growth, like, character development up the ass. Like, I don't think any series, like, even One Piece and, like, Naruto, those series can't compare with character growth when you're talking about Yu Yu Hakusho.
No, definitely not.
Any other arc you'd like to mention that is really, like, special, or you have any memories with?
I really think that I don't like how fans say that Sensei was like the downhill, like from Sensei on was the downhill of Yu Yu Hakusho. Like the Dark Tournament the Dark Tournament was incredible, and Sensei did not match up to the Dark Tournament.
I agree. Yeah, I agree that Dark Tournament was the peak of the series. That was the peak, you know.
But I don't think it went downhill. I think that Sensei just wasn't as awesome, but it didn't go downhill. I think Sensei was still really solid art. It was just like people felt like if they saw this already with Toguro, like the sadness and the redemption of the character, like you know, Toguro, and we find out that he wasn't as bad as we thought. Like, he was pretty bad, but he wasn't as bad. And the same thing with Sensei, we find out that it was just this guy that he saw the world as black and white, and then when he saw the grayness of it, that everything isn't, like, he just lost it. And, like, you find out that he has a mental problem. He has, like, 7 different personalities. So, like, at the end, he really didn't commit these crimes, because Shinobu didn't commit the crimes. It was all the crazy guys.
Yeah, it was the other 7 personalities he had in him. Or 6. He was the 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like, I don't see it as going downhill. I actually see it as Sensei Shinobu as one of, like, also probably my top 10 favorite villains of all time, because of how crazy that guy is. When he pulls off his hand for the first time and shoots Yusuke in the legs and arms and shit, I was just like, oh my god. And like, the dub for his voice was fucking awesome. He was just like, oh, you little pussy, you know, like, bitch. It's just like, oh my
like,
god.
What the hell is going on? Like, this guy's going mad.
Yeah, because, like, that's the first time the show, because it was just Sensei at first, and out of nowhere is this, like, crazy guy, and you're just like, man, like, I did not expect this from freaking Sensei, you know, this, like, calm-ass dude out of nowhere becomes, like, a fucking, like, Terminator, you know? So I don't think at all that the series went downhill. I agree that the Dark Tournament was the peak of the series, but it doesn't mean that if it was the peak, everything after that was stupid and just went downhill or got horrible.
Yeah.
I still think those are great arcs, and the whole I think they rushed the ending. They did rush the ending, in my opinion.
3 Kings, yeah.
Yeah, I hope, I really wish that they could have continued it and made it as interesting, you know, showing the life. It's just that I was kind of disappointed that Yusuke did not win, you know, that last final tournament, but it kind of makes sense because if he did win,
I thought it was actually me.
yeah, he couldn't really return to Keiko if he won, you
I
know.
was saying, I think that it was actually awesome that the ending. I mean, it was disappointing that Yusuke didn't win because you want to see the good guy. At the end of the day, you want to see the good guy prevail. But I thought it was awesome that it shows that the good guy doesn't always win. Everything isn't always, you know, the shonen isn't always you gotta win. The good guy always has to triumph, and it shows that Yusuke just isn't the most powerful guy. Like, you gotta accept that he's not the most powerful. His ancestor Ryzen tells him like it's gonna take you another, I think, 100, 1,000 years before you can even claim the throne.
Yeah, and the thing is, it wasn't like Yusuke was like, oh my god, I lost, I'm gonna go be depressed and shit. No, he lost and he was happy to lose because by losing, he had a chance to go back to Earth, you know, and live a life with Keiko, you know.
Yeah, live until she gets old or whatever, then he can return.
Yeah, Ryzen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did say I think like 1,000. It'll be like another 1,000 years or something until he could actually match up to him. You know, not even become the king, but match up to him in strength. So, even though the series did not continue later on, I've actually spent hours just sitting there and thinking what could happen with the series if they just made like a 1,000-year time skip. That would be just like so freaking interesting. Like not even making like really long series, but just having a 1,000-year time skip to see how Yusuke is and to see how because Yusuke, and Kurama, they're gonna be all alive still. But Kuwabara and Keiko and all those other people, they're gonna be dead though.
And this is a perfect way to segue into the next topic I wanted to bring up because, you know, of course, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. And I wanted to bring up certain things that was left unfinished. Like, certain things that Tagashi should have addressed and should have tied up a little bit better. I thought that the whole, like, you know, okay, the whole Dark Tournament was about Yusuke wanted to grow old with Keiko and everything. And the final sagas where he turns into, like, you know, he's Mazuko and we find out that he's going to live thousands of years. It kind of messes up all that logic of him wanting to grow old. He can't grow old with her. He's going to, and Ama and Hiei are going to just go on by while everybody gets old and dies. So, you know, I thought those things should have been wrapped up a little bit as well, tied up a little bit better.
I see that I kind of see what you're saying. It means like pretty much the goal that Yusuke had in the beginning of the series it was never completed. You know.
Yeah, it was like
because he lives on for thousands and thousands of years. Like demon, he's a demon. You know, you gonna be gone. He's gonna be there forever. You know, but Keiko, she dies after like 70, 80 years. So that's pretty sad.
Okay, this is a hard one, and I know it's gonna be a hard one, but if you had to choose a favorite character, who would it be?
Oh no, man! Don't do this to me, dude! Don't do this to me! Oh man, this is like one of those like questions like it's like an impossible. It's impossible for me to answer, but everybody's favorite is Yusuke, so I don't pick Yusuke as my favorite. I usually tend to, you know, pick somebody else other than the main character, you know. As you can see by my name, it's Yokurama, and I don't know, if you guys seen Yu Yu Hakusho, you can probably tell that this name comes from Yoko Kurama, but I just took out the ko after the yo and just made it Yokurama. So Yoko Kurama, Kurama, that character is just like, I could relate to him, like being smart without really trying, you know, and all this stuff. I kind of relate to him in certain ways. But in the end of the day, I could relate to any of the characters and any of the four main characters. So I can't really choose. Like all those characters are equally important to me. Maybe Kuwabara being the least one out of all, though. I gotta say, but but yeah. What about you? Can you choose?
Like you said, it's really hard and difficult because I love all these characters so much. It's like, to me, they all are so close and like they're some of the best characters. But if I had to choose, it would be a toss-up between, kind of like you, I guess. It would be a toss-up between Yusuke and Kurama because I love both of them. I think Kurama, I love that he's just this wise person. Like, I always look up to wise people, and to me, he's just such a wise person. And at the same time, he's not trying to hurt nobody, but don't hurt him and don't mess with his. And Yusuke, he's just like you can't deny that he's just one of the most awesome, badass characters you could think of.
Yeah, when you think
So
of
it
a
would be a
badass
toss-up.
character, like Yusuke just pops in my head right away. That guy's the most badass dude ever.
Yeah. I wanted to throw this in because a lot of people do not know this. This is something I'm pretty sure a majority of people do not know this about Yu Yu Hakusho. The ending that was supposed to happen, that didn't happen because Yoshihiro Tagashi, the writer behind Yu Yu Hakusho, was rushed and got into a lot of problems with his editor, so he was not able to put the manga the way he wanted to end it. And I'm kind of glad, because this ending that I'm about to tell you guys is not something I would have liked. I would have really been sad and disappointed.
Before you say it, I just like to say that I don't know what you're talking about either, so this is gonna be kind of interesting.
Oh,
So
right.
go ahead.
The ending that Yoshihiro Tagashi had planned for Yu Yu Hakusho was that all of Yu Yu Hakusho was nothing but actors in a movie. All these characters were supposed to be completely different people. Like, okay, if Yusuke was a badass, he was supposed to be like something completely different, like some sad guy. Kuwabara, I believe, was supposed to be like some Hollywood dude. Hiei was just like a normal dude. Everything, this was all supposed to be a movie. It was supposed to be, I believe, the Detective Files or something along those lines. It was all supposed to be a movie, and I'm glad him and his editors got out.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Hey, this is
That
a
was supposed to
confirmed fact?
It was. I read it several different places over the internet. You
Oh
can go check it out.
wow. That would be horrible, dude. That would be
That would have been a
horrible.
horrible ending.
What is Yoshiro Tagashi thinking back then, dude? Come
I
on.
think his editors stopped something very bad from happening.
Yeah, I love these editors then, dude. These editors know the good stuff, you know. Because if he ended it that way, I'd be really disappointed, you know. I'd be like, no, what the hell?
Just, oof.
But
That's
yeah.
something not know. But any last words? What does 20 years of Yu Yu Hakusho mean to you?
Well, Yu Yu Hakusho has been with me for about half my life, and it has. I can't really. It's kind of corny to say that like a cartoon changed my life. Like, oh, watching Yu Yu Hakusho changed my life. Oh my god. You know.
We're men. We don't gotta worry about what anybody else
I
got
know
to say.
it sounds corny, but Yu Yu Hakusho truly did change my life. Like if it wasn't for Yu Yu Hakusho, because I actually to these four characters, I actually looked up to them. Like I look up to like my brothers and sister. You know, I actually looked up to them. I looked up to Yusuke. You know, to not care what other people think and just do what you gotta do. You know. I looked up to Kurama's actually like actual quotes, you know, from the series. He says because like you said, Kurama is like one of the most wisest characters you can like see in the series. I looked up to Hiei by doing the opposite of what Hiei did, you know. Don't be an evil fuck. But like and Kuwabara, you know, care for others, you know. Like Kuwabara, actually, I looked up to Kuwabara about the same way I looked up to Goku, you know, because Goku cared for others as much as Kuwabara did, which is
And he
pretty
taught people
cool.
to be a real man.
Yeah, and like the same with Yusuke though. You know, Yusuke was the
Yeah.
real badass
Uh,
man. But like I said, like if it wasn't for Yu Yu Hakusho, I'd probably be a different person. I could honestly say I'd be a different person. Maybe like not totally 180, but I'd bet I wouldn't be the way I am right now, because Yu Yu Hakusho is seriously a great thing to have a kid, you know, watch, you know, when he's growing up, because he could seriously look up and relate to the characters. What about you?
20 years to Yu Yu Hakusho, just like you said, I really don't care what anybody thinks of me. It changed my life as well. It actually, at times where I was in really bad times in my life, watching this series actually helped me feel better, and it saved me through a lot of situations where I wasn't feeling good and I was blue about stuff. And watching that series really got me through some tough times. So Yu Yu Hakusho will always be in my heart. If I ever decide to get a tattoo, my first tattoo will be of Yu Yu Hakusho, something, a character, whatever. And this series has been, like you said, probably about half my life for me, maybe a little less, somewhere around there. And it's just life changing. I'll never forget it. I look forward to 20 more years of Yu Yu Hakusho, maybe more stories. The Blu-rays will be out March. So yeah, thank you, Yu Yu Hakusho and Yoshihiro Tagashi and everybody that was behind it for 20 years. I look forward to 20 more years, and I'll never forget this series, and it'll always be a place in my heart, and it'll always be my top anime.
Yes, like Yoshiro Tagashi, it's not just Yu Yu Hakusho that changed my life. It's you who changed my life, dude. You keep making your shit, you know. And I'm really hoping that maybe some sort of little even if it's a spin-off, but some sort of like Yu Yu Hakusho sort of thing comes out. I'm really hoping in the future that it will, you know. And
Yeah.
not just 20 more years, man. I'm gonna be watching this shit till I die, till the day I die, man. I'm gonna die to the opening of Yu Yu Hakusho, man. It's just
Definitely.
this just going back really quick, like you said that Yu Yu Hakusho. Whenever you know you were in, like blue or bad times in your life, you watch Yu Yu Hakusho and made you happy and stuff. Like even now, whenever like not always, but sometimes when I just like feel down or like my day is just like doesn't feel like a good day, you just turn on the opening of Yu Yu Hakusho, and that shit will make me smile 100%. Like no matter what happened that day, that opening will always make me smile. So yeah, Yoshiro Tagashi, thank you very much, and congrats on 20 years of this amazing series.
Yep. I'm ForneverWorld,
Yeah, and I'm Yokurama.
and thanks for watching, people.
Yeah.
Bang.
Peace!